between the new updates, the Halloween extravaganza, and some other projects that I've been working on, I haven't really had time to come back and do this run proper. Gonna be doing Brutality, ooh, and Lightspeed. Quite a good one to start with here too, which is good because I had to restart this run like, what, 2 times to actually get one of these things to appear in the tubes? I have so few items unlocked. Why? Even with this new upgrade, I still have trouble getting the thing that I'm looking for, though. Oh, that was close. Well, anyway, Lightspeed Mark II Brutality Edition this time. I don't know if I have too many more high hopes for this weapon. After working with it with tactics, it just was falling behind in damage. It was falling behind in the... Sure. It was falling behind in the cooldown. It just felt like if I was going to be doing anything, if I need an escape route, just go take Wave of Denial. It's faster. It has a little bit more gimmickry that can be quite useful. You know, getting rid of bombs and the like there. Or if I just want to go straight damage, and you know, most tactics runs that I do on 5-cell mode are very much glass cannon-y type of builds. Just go for a... Oh, that was close. Just instead go for a solid turret. Leave it at that. Get a ton more damage, get maybe some more potential synergies, everything like that. However, this time we're not doing tactics. We're doing Brutality. And it might be working a little bit better here. You know, going for some really short-range melee attacks like with the spiked boots here. The ability to very quickly clear out of there if, say, a parry isn't going to be enough. Or if I just think I'm getting in a little bit too deep, just pressing the button, zooming right on out might be working a little bit better. It's hard to say, but hey, that's why you do these runs in the first place. And it is nice to be getting back to the showcase runs. Been doing a lot of streams lately and everything like that, but there are so many updates that have happened with the items that exist in the game, as well as so many additions to the game here, that I do think that might be worth starting season 4 of those runs, making a full loop through all of the items once again and seeing if I can't craft up a good, you know, at least some kind of good run with them. Oh yeah, I got lacerating. Hey, come on, man. Hey, I got lacerating aura here. That's right. I'll maybe try to make that work. I can imagine that this could have some decent synergy. You know, like throw this on and then right in the fray, get a lot of extra damage with that. You know that I also have like Hayabusa gauntlets and everything unlocked on this time because there's some good changes that have happened with those, whether it's because of new items introduced or just how the game has changed entirely, that might make them a little bit more effective with Lightspeed specifically. Hayabusa gauntlets especially are something that I don't even know if I've checked out since they've gotten the change to how their critical works and everything like that. If they happen to show up, I will definitely be using them. Well, let's just say that. You know what? I do want that 75% damage reduction as of right now. I think that's going to really come in handy. And hey, since I'm already trying to do stuff a little bit different, let's go into the sewers this time. Maybe even choose up a different type of mutation too. I mean, one of the great things about this newest update is that everything with the routes has been kind of switched around so that there's no, so that you aren't just aiming for the sepulcher each time. How about melee? Yeah, I haven't used that thing enough. I just feel like it's a little bit too short of a time the slowdown is, and I feel like it almost never saves me any malaise points, but hey, who knows? Maybe I can get something new, something a little bit novel working here. Especially with how fast a lot of the items that I have unlocked are going here. Might be working out a little bit better than I expect. Well, either way, we'll see. As always with these sort of runs, you can get surprised at how effective some things can be. And some things, they just don't work. Well, we'll see if that happens in that way or not. Just keep on kicking them. Might as well kick it, as I think I might have said at least 50,000 times between each one of the many, many boot-related items that exist in the game now. Oh, Sure. Because of the poison. Yeah, getting that extra little bit of synergy I think is also going to help a little. Is going to help too. Not only can you use that to escape, you can also use that to set up some nice combos too. Potentially. I mean, you know, like zoom into an enemy at the same time you got lacerating aura on. Enemy gets poisoned. Speaking of poison synergy, there we go. Yeah, even a little bit better than spiked boots right now. Yeah, get enemies poisoned and then get enemies all prepped up and ready for the reaping. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just... that was very close. Like I said, only time is going to tell just how good this thing is. Oh, well. I also do have my... damage reduction, though. For right now. I'm sure I'll get another lacerating aura soon enough. And yes, I also do have my Timekeeper outfit on. I actually, when I started this, I had the random skin on and just happened to get another Timekeeper outfit anyway, which is great because that was kind of the whole shtick that I was doing when I was doing the boss weapons in the first place. Then I had to restart twice because those tubes were not giving me what I was looking for. But decided to keep the outfit anyway. Still surprising that we got Lightspeed. I mean, that is the newest... Timekeeper didn't even used to have that move, did she? I think that was added in one of the newer updates. And now it's her signature weapon as far as the blueprint you get goes. Still thought that if I was a betting man, my first guess would have been, hey, there we go. I want to keep the synergy, but I also want to try this out because it's new. Well, it's not new, it's just rarely seen. It's, if you haven't seen it, it's new to you. That's our deal. But yeah, obviously the temporal distortion. That would have been my first guess. Some sort of reworked version of the temporal distortion. I've said many a times on these videos ways that I think that they could kind of chop and screw it so it's not nearly as overpowered as it was when it was originally introduced in the alpha. But then second, it would be your swords. It's got those huge broadswords, and I know that they already exist in the game. We already got the Dragon Bone Smasher as it is, but I don't know, make it so it's something a little bit new. Make it so the whole golf swing thing that she does is integrated into the moveset. Sort of like how the symmetrical lance works compared to something like the... How the symmetrical lance works compared to something like the very similar... War Spear. There's stuff you can do. I'd like to... I mean, obviously, like, the grappling hook would be the other thing. Shuriken, just plain old throwing shuriken. That's also very much a thing she does. I do believe that when they originally introduced boss cells, back when they were... What were they? They were, like, boss emblems? It was something completely different when they were originally introduced. And each character had, like, their own symbol associated with them. Then known as the assassin, she had a shuriken as her signature emblem. Oh my god. I'm just waiting for this guy to run up here. Taking so long. There we go. Wanted to do the two cool parries and look like a cool guy. Did not quite happen in the way I expected. But yeah, like throwing a shuriken. And that's some sort of different version of a throwing knife. Larger, deals more damage? I don't know. Something. There are a lot of weapons that are fairly similar to each other, but have their own unique shtick going on. For example, like the inflammable sword, the cursed sword, blood sword, all virtually identical in moveset. They just have slightly different attributes to them. And by slightly different, I mean extremely different for the case of the Benjamin Button. No! Give me a second to gather my thoughts. Extremely different for Curse Sword, but that's you know, splitting hairs. Still the same moveset. Well, I do think that over time, there has been a very large push to try to have very unique weapons every time something is introduced. You ain't seen nothing like a tentacle before this. No, a lot of those exist way back in a time when Motion Twin were really just attempting to... When Motion Twin were really just attempting to fill out the roster of different weapons that existed. And when Oiled Sword was first introduced, it was... didn't really know exactly how it worked because oil wasn't a thing. It just did extra damage on guys that were on fire. It was a very strange time in the history of the game, certainly. These days, it's all way more clear exactly how that works and even gets a critical based on it if an enemy is newly on fire. Another one of those things that I gotta be checking out. And of course, not only because it's different, but also because it is... you know, I'm the fire guy. That's my name after all, Mr. Fireman. Gotta be repping that fire-based weaponry. Alright, what else do I even got going on here? Corrupted Confinement is the obvious choice. If you're going to be going 5-cell, you're going to want as many... Okay, well, this is going to be an issue. I don't want to get rid of the... Just for 25% extra damage and a little bit better stat distribution, I don't want to get rid of the poison yet. That'll happen eventually, certainly. But not yet. Oh, boy. I don't know, because not working with some glass cannon extreme range type of run here, and I'm going to be going into the next area, which has some quite difficult enemies in it, with 20 curse, or even more if I decide to take something like Alienation. You know what, I'm not going to take something like Alienation. Like, what am I, crazy here? Just take Soldier's Resistance, Endurance, whatever it's called, and call it a day. Oh, come on. 90% of the deaths that I have in 5-cell are either to super late game or to curses. And this is just for the time being. I can always come back here and re-pick up that item. They put in a little area for the Homunculus Rune to go through. You know, redoing the Homunculus Rune run, that would also be a pretty worthwhile endeavor. Because I do think that I do not do enough with the Homunculus Rune. Should be doing a little bit more with that. Oh, come on. How'd that not do enough damage to take you down? Well, not a problem yet. Just gotta take it slow. Slow and careful wins the race, or whatever the phrase is. Yeah. You know, Pokemon tries to teach you that flying types are strong against fighting, but I'd like to say checkmate, Atheist, on that one. Okay. Now it is going to be a little bit worrying to try to deal with the bombers here. To the point that I may actually just wait for my... There we go. Nice storm to get up, just to be extra careful. Extra super cautious wins the extra super race, as I always say. What do you mean that's the first time I've ever said that? I've definitely said that at least 3 to 5 times before. A defender? Oh, okay. Just a defender hanging out by himself. And that's not usually how buffing enemies works, but whatever. He was just taking a break. Taking his 15 minutes. In hell! Generates Toxic Cloud is not the worst. That's kind of the reason why I got Flamethrower Turret on here. The ability to set up some good synergies. Turrets still have some of the best stuff going on, and that extra fire damage especially if I do manage to get oil in one way or another, is not gonna be anything to sneeze at. Bombers, man. It's like, those slammers in this area are scary. But they also appear so much less often than the bombers. And the bombers are the sort of thing that are gonna be taking you down vis-a-vis curses anyway. Giant killer. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna take a little bit of giant killer. Because I am gonna be coming up. No, I'm not gonna be coming up to a boss at any close junction. Pretty much I just have this because, well, bosses are my weak point when it comes to these runs. You know what takes care of bosses? This weapon explicitly designed to take care of bosses. And also, if you think about it, the last time that I did the showcase run that I did way back in the day with this weapon, it was before it was even officially introduced. Had people calling me out for that. Like, hey, what are you doing hacking in items into the game? That's not how this works. And I'm like, yeah, but it's like I got it through mods. Illegal back alley mods. Okay, there's that toxic cloud that I was talking about. Don't even need to go buy it from the shop. Sounds gravy to me. And as always, I am only expecting to beat the hand of the king on these type of runs. When you're going to be kind of, changing up the items. If you're going to be working under special conditions, I think that actually beating the run is my excuse as to why I'm not going to try to actually finish these runs. I mean, I'll make an attempt. As always, I call it the delirium question, where if you've won, I mean, you've won. The only thing that you have to lose is your streak, if you really care about that, at the end of an Isaac run. The only thing that's lost is your time. And isn't that the scariest thing of them all? Isaac is a horror game, right? I mean, it kind of is. If you think about it. I'd like to say you can really make a case for it. Well, there's 60 kills. I don't know if there's even a 60 kill door after this. Usually there's not after the depths, and this is supposed to be the equivalent of that. But I made sure that I had that condition fulfilled just in case there is. Nope. And the skull turned golden anyway. I feel a little bit cheated out of an extra item here. I mean, I'm doing okay so far. Alienation. Worst comes to worst, I'll take it a little bit later. Right now, I am still more than happy to screw around with some different stuff. Open wounds is something that I use pretty commonly, but more often in suggested runs than anything else. So I think that you can easily make a case for taking it right now as a novel mutation. Of course, Soldier's Endurance is also not really the most novel. Has the same mutations, same problem today that they always have had, which is to say, sometimes some crimes just don't really work in every situation. Specifically bosses, and this is definitely one of those. Okay. Kind of surprised that I didn't really get a hit there, but that's fine. Because you're going to get the most ignoble death of them all, falling rocks. Giant Killer is a great weapon. It is not one that works great by itself, but it is one that works great if you have something else that can take out your trash mobs easily, because that's the only issue that it has. Elites, bosses, fantastic. Could not be better. Tons of enemies, and especially tons of very fast attacking enemies. That's when you might have some problems going on. You know, I'm looking at this right now. I don't really see any reason why I should get rid of that Lightspeed. I mean, I'm not really using it 4 damage, and that's the only thing that I'm going to get, unless I'm going to be getting, as you have higher level equipment, the only extra benefits you get out of that are extra damage, of course, extra affixes, which might be useful. And I guess a bigger number on it. I'm trying to even think of another thing. But it's like the extra affixes are only going to be useful if I didn't already have exactly what I was looking for. Keep this thing as a utility. Keep this thing as a poison machine is what I'm saying. And then not even worry about trying to... Not even worry about trying to get something a little bit higher level unless it is going to be noticeably better. Sort of like how the... it's sort of the same opinion that I would take... Damn it. That I would take with a lot of, you know, basic things like the rare times that I would actually take a grappling hook. Because grappling hooks don't really depend on having a lot of damage. It's just the stun time that you're mostly working for. And pulling enemies closer, if that's your digs. Ooh. 100% on poison. That's not bad at all. Could use that as an upgrade. I'm actually going to say I'm going to lose a little bit on my main stat, but that's fine. Yeah, so having that be a higher level, not that important. Same thing with like an ice bow, for example. Well, at least after they took out the ability for ice bow to give you damage reduction. As long as it's doing... Okay, now I want to go take that watermelon. As long as it's, you know, freezing things, what does it matter if it's not doing as much damage as it possibly could? I think that's the same sort of idea that I'm going to take here. Make this just more of a utility weapon. Again, not really the best way to play 5-cell mode, especially... because really every single one of your slots should be some extra way to do damage, but... worst comes to worst, I think I can do way worse than this, is more of the phrase that I was trying to say. It's just worst comes to worst also has the word worse in it. Now I gotta stop saying that word before it loses all meaning. Like maybe 1 or 2 more repetitions that I can say there, and then poof, it's gone. Alright, back down to 0 malaise, full health, full potion charges. Not too bad at all. But of course, that's not what I'm worried about. If this was late game, that would be something to brag about. But for right now, it's just about not dying to curses. As you know. Cool. 2 and donezo. Great. It's exactly what I'm looking for when it comes to this, because it's like something like that with a survival-based weapon can go so much worse than what happened there, let me tell you. This might actually start to become the point where I want to switch out my shield for a little bit more damage or synergistic type of stuff instead. Bam. Pretty sure that the sweepers do not get parried, much like the boss that they're based on. And if I do happen to instead go and get a throwing knife, that would be a good way for some extra damage, some really hefty tracking of enemies on top of that, hitting dudes basically directly above me. And I won't really need open wounds anymore. Which, I can probably replace that with something a little bit more important to the run at large, potentially. I suppose we'll see when I get there. 2, 1. Oh no! I just wanted to see if I could, you know, get like a 7-hit kill combo with Lightspeed there. I feel like that would be a real feather in the cap for the weapon this run. It's just that cooldown time. Shouldn't be any surprise that the cooldown is probably the one thing I would change about this weapon. You know how quick you can use Wave of Denial? So quick. They had to nerf how quick it was used. That's where I think this weapon kinda gets a little bit of a bum rap. Just the fact that you do have to wait quite a bit longer than than another equivalent type of weapon to get working. Not as bad as something like Explosive Dummy, but Explosive Decoy, I mean. But it's not dissimilar either. Okay. No, I didn't miss any cell doors. No, there's just the 2 in here now. All right, that's fine then. Yeah, there's just the 2 cell doors in here now, I guess. That's interesting. But it is surprising that they took out... I'm still of a mind that I like less cursed chests. I don't like cursed chests, and I don't like dying to curses, which is always how I tend to die. So I say that, you know, less of those in an area where I literally have... Oh, come on now. Less of those in an area where I have so many very fast enemies, teleporting enemies, flying enemies, ranged enemies. It's just a benefit for me. Ridiculous. But hey, at least I'm getting a lot of good usage out of Giant Killer. As always, you're doing a Brutality run, you want it to go good. Giant Killer is what you're looking for. Still got hit there anyway, eh? Well, not my best fight against that guy, but... No, there's no but. It's just not my best fight against the guy. What you got? Is it better? It is not. Well, maybe the 30% extra critical hits, but I, by the end game, am going to be very quickly coming up against the damage cap. So it's not something that I should be concerned about. Not the damage cap for regular enemies, the damage cap for bosses, where you can only do X amount of percentage against them. Which I think is, I was told, is still in effect. Can't tell you for certain. It certainly felt like I was doing more than 5% of the concierge's health, but maybe I was doing exactly 5% of the concierge's health. Health! Not a numbers person, as you know. Got into the second one there. Oh well, there is one more potion charge to be had in this area. Will I afford it? I think I got a good chance. I'd like to say that all things considered should be making that work for me nonetheless. It's only like 80,000 or so, and I'm already almost at 70,000. What you got? If it had some, I don't know, the Giant Killer's so good. And this is like a 200% version 8. I'm not going to be getting too much better than this is what I'm saying. Oh well, I guess we'll just have to see in time. That was interesting. Yeah, you know, shields can also be used as an emergency escape button a lot of the time. It's what makes something like the Rampart so powerful. And it's what makes something like Lightspeed kind of pale in comparison, unfortunately. That said, I mean, I'm not going to say that it's not being pretty effective at taking out some of the weaker enemies very quickly. It's just, you know, like I was saying before, it's the idea of, is it doing it better than other items could be doing? And I think that's a question that you'll have to answer for yourself. I merely do the runs. I do not... I parried that. Okay, fine, fine, fine. Cut my stupid, stupid monologue short. I've got more things to say. You're not gonna beat me so easily, commentarily wise. There we go. Bam, bam, done. Anything of interest? I mean, it is more stats. And I do want more stats. I have nearly 20 brutality. I'm probably gonna be fine by the end of this. I mean, as it is, it seems like the general gist of each run is that you want to end at about 30 of your main stat, and that's how you know you've had a good run. Nothing here that I'm really going to want to grab, but might as well check anyway. Who knows? Maybe there will be something so good would be willing to forego a potion charge just to get it. Not like that. That's never happened before. If something really good, if just the perfect combination of every one of the affixes that I could possibly want suddenly shows up, that's going to be worth a potion charge. And I love potion charges. Number one thing that I spend money on at this point in the game is getting... Again, it's that thing where you get hit and you can't climb on walls. It's potion charges. Anyway, that should be enough to afford one, speaking of which. Oh, like 87 left? Man, so close. Well, it'll only take like one couple of enemies to get here before I can go and grab that anyway. So cutting it a little close, but not terribly close that there was any chance that I wasn't going to make it. And that's the more important bit here. All right, give me that scroll and... okay. I was worried that might have exploded before I was able to parry it. Because there is no easy way to get up to that scroll area, and there now is there. And done. What am I gonna have to go around completely here? Something, I don't know. Strange. Don't really see a generation like this. Might have to do something with how things have been changed. Now there's a bunch of little parts of the level that have been removed. And I think I can make this pretty easily, yeah. Or go over here. Well, whatever, it's fine. I got what I'm looking for, and that's the only thing that matters. Now, what is this? I think it's just a regular chest, but probably going to want to check anyway. I don't know what's cursed and what is not anymore, after all. Okay. Just make a mad dash for the exit. Yeah. Yeah, this is the poison. It's not worth it. Obviously, if I was not working with a specific run, I would replace Lightspeed with that, but that is not quite the case that is occurring right now. So I'm just going to peace out here. Clock Tower? Absolutely. This is the timekeeper-based run. There is no reality in which I should not be going to the Clock Tower. Are you kidding me? More elites too? It's a good usage of Lightspeed. Unfortunately, it did send me directly into enemies I did not want to. Oh, man. Frustrating. Up to 69 nice % health and a lot more malaise. Yeesh. It could, especially if this is a cursed chest. I don't know if it is, but if it is, could be worth potentially getting. Well, I was gonna say sure. You know what? I will actually do that. Could be worth instead going for alienation in the next area, and I do think there is going to be Yeah, there's gonna be a curse chest in the clock tower at least, so that'll be something to do. Hey, with a legendary bow, which I was looking for something to replace the shield. I think that I will be able to minimum get rid of that curse with relative ease. Just knowing that I'm able to... Just knowing that I'll be able to attack things at a distance fairly easily. Yeah, the resistance again, sure. Prevent myself from taking too much malaise, get a pretty big boost in health. Why not? Because I take it all the time, is basically why not. Frankly, I think it's fine. It'll be fine. Nope, not even better than what I'm working with right now. I feel like you get so many affixes now with survival scaling stuff that something like 100% on poisoned is not as common as you want it to be. Because I have had some runs with giant killers where I just seemingly cannot get that one last piece of the puzzle working. There we go. I think this will work. And this is obviously not the giant killer run after all, so don't feel too bad about sort of replacing my main hand with a little bit of ranging. Not a ton, just a tad. You'll barely know it's here. There we go. How many more do I need? One more. Okay, I can do that. Perfect. As long as it's not on cooldown, I can take care of cannibals relatively easily. Piercing would be the ideal for this bow right now. Should go without saying. There we go, there we go. Not too bad at all. Obviously, things are not going to start going very well, though, till I am back up to full health and back down to no malaise, which I don't think it's possible to do here, but I'll at least only get down to 1 malaise. No, actually, that's going to be everything now that I'm looking at it. Because it's going to be 15 points of curse now that I have. Remember to save enough enemies is the name of the game. And also not to get killed by a ball and chain, which is probably going to happen. Don't want to say it won't. I mean, look at that ball and chain right there. That's such a good position for one. A blood shield? That's enough out of you. Blood shield, you say? And I really don't want to get rid of my... Oh, I don't have shield anymore. Whoops. Cool. Really don't want to get rid of my giant killer right now, but I also don't want to get rid of my other legendary weapons. What a sticky wicket I found myself in. Well, let's see what it's got going on. Attacking, 300% damage, poisons enemies blocked. There's a lot of good stuff going on here. It's also got like burning and stuff on the quick bow. It is 250% damage comparatively. Yeah, I think I'm going to take it instead of the bow. Just because the bow is weird. I'm going to have to replace that 50% ammo, or double ammo, or whatever it is that I'm trying to get. Eventually, but I don't know. I think it's good enough. I think it's good enough that I should be taking this. Timekeeper especially is very well countered by a good usage of a shield. And very much not countered by bad usage of a shield. Damn, man, go down. Okay. And then what do you got here? Nah. If I'm taking damage, I'm not too concerned about it being... Well, that was weird. Really thought I got hit there. I don't know. Please give me that cursed chest. Anytime here, man. I am hurting. And I don't know how many more enemies. I got plenty more enemies left. No, I should be fine on that point. However, that is kind of highly dependent on finding this cursed chest ASAP. Alright, come on, come on, come on. There's a decent amount of area over here that I have yet to explore, and that's kind of the only other area that I can really think of. Here, now that we got the this update out here, I did have somebody kind of speculating on the idea that this could just be a little bit of prep-up work for a larger update coming up. Would not be opposed to that. And with the way that this works right now, I do think that we got a decent amount of content to hold me over for a while, but I would also like to see some new areas. One of the things they talked about doing way long ago was a paid DLC. Makes me wonder if that is kind of coming for next year. Wouldn't be opposed to it, certainly. Of course, it's also questionable as to how much Motion Twin is eventually going to be working on Dead Cells entirely, or if it's really just kind of upkeep as they're working on new stuff. Yeah, if there is a new game coming out, I would be interested in seeing what that is. Maybe even more than seeing some more updates to Dead Cells. You know, one of the things that did exist in... Haha, I didn't see you there. One of the things that did exist in Dead Cells save files for a very long time is a bunch of assets that made it seem a lot more like a more traditional RPG. There was stuff like different equipments, you know, to have equipped that weren't just... Come on, you barely clipped me there. Different equipments that weren't just necklaces to have on, as well as a bunch of different types of potions and stuff like that. Wouldn't surprise me if that sort of thing could be in order eventually. Come on. This is literally the last area that I have to go to. I want to say if what I'm looking for isn't here, then they did just take it. Then they did just take the cursed chest out of this area. Yeah, that is the thing that kind of makes Alienation maybe not as good, which it pains me to say, because I don't want to see the cursed chests, because I'm obligated to take them if they appear. Oh well. I'll eat my way through one potion charge. If only I didn't get clipped there by the automatons a couple times. Would have been much nicer going on here. Alright. Well, hey, you know, invisible enemies, cannibals, everything like that. There's reasons why you still want to head into the Sepulchre, even if it doesn't have nearly as many. Sure. You know, let's just go full on classic build to make sure that I can potentially win this. Yeah. It's There's more reasons than just the even though the scrolls haven't taken out, there's still reasons why you want to go into the Sepulchre. Easier enemies entirely is definitely one of those. Don't know why I spammed that twice. It was entirely unnecessary. All right. Not going too shabbo at all. Told ya. Well countered by shield. Not so well that I can't pay attention, but still. Oh, the speedy weapon here is why melee is generally not the best to go up against the time with. Oh, missed every one of those parries. There. Like one more solid volley. There. Oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I do so hate that, but hey. I got out of it mostly okay. Not entirely okay, but mostly okay. And of course the final boss is going to be a lot more friendly as far as the giant killer goes in general. So it's not the worst. It's not the worst. Besides, there's good reason why I took Tainted Flask in the first place. I do think that it is probably going to come into play, if not in the castle, in the next area. Well, the next non-boss area. Let's go. No, I think that compared to the tactics run that I did, at least I'll probably be successful with this one. Just I gotta say, I don't know. Not really. There, man. Well, maybe I will be using the flask charges in this area after all. Never can really say, especially if I keep continuously missing parries as I have been doing right now. To be fair, you usually don't get that many demons attacking you in a row. But that's just an excuse now, isn't it? That still hit me? What? That just teleports back and forth until it dies? So I couldn't even rally up any of the health. Man! That was maybe the most competent Guardian Knight that I've seen in quite some time. Cool. Right? I don't know what it is about the castle that makes me go completely incompetent, but, well, it's something. Certainly. Something happens. Alright, let's get out of here. Come on. Yeah, you know, I wasn't able to quite get to the level of 30 brutality. Come on. Wasn't quite able to get to the level of 30 brutality that I was hoping for, but I don't know, maybe by the end of this, since I think I am going to be getting all 3 keys, given how it's been going. Sure. 75% damage reduction on that is going to be pretty good. Pretty good. I would almost say essential. Oh my god, the amount of... Can't get away from these guys, can you? You know, I was saying it's just like, I'll probably be more effective. I'll probably win this run at least. Or at least get to the final area of this run. I don't know at this point in time. I'm starting to question it more as the run's going on. Yep, accidentally hit it twice and went backwards. How many more demons do I have attacking me here? Come on. The idea was that it's just like, I'm going to just parry once. And then won't even have to worry about these guys. Nope. Absolutely not. There, me. Don't cry over this. You should just be focusing on shields a little bit more. Does seem to be doing me some good here. Just shields and entirely about using the... Just don't even worry about using the sword most of the time. Just focus on shields and lightspeed. Shields and lightspeed. Throw down the turret. Save that blade for the boss. As it is... Come on now. Which is the entire reason you got it in the first place. And that's it. Come on. Ugh. Tell you, man. Oh, didn't even see that you could go through there. I always forget about that little shortcut there. Probably would be pretty effective for dodging a lot of these enemies. But then again, not aggroing every enemy in the stage? God, what do you think you're watching here? Oh, boy. You know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it for the hopes that I might be able to... There's been a lot of elites that I've been fighting here. I got one more in the elite slasher to go fight. There's pretty good chance that I'll be finding other guys even aside from that. Yeah, it'll be just gravy, trust me. And you have no reason not to trust me on this point. I have never steered you wrong on this sort of thing before, where I'm like, oh, it's fine, and then it goes badly? Never. Never, ever. Okay. Still is a little disappointing that I couldn't quite get to the 30 brutality that I was looking for. Very close there, and I guess I might be able to over the course of getting the third key, I guess, but it's still... It's like here, should be going for like bonus stats on top of that 30, not trying to get 30 just by itself. At least that's how it's been kind of in the past. Done. 144,000 right at the last second there. I mean, that's still good, but hey. Just frustrating that I can't get it much better. Oh, the spikes again. I'm just like rusty or something when it comes to doing a melee run. I feel like I've just been doing a ton of ranged stuff lately. Got to be getting used to that again or something. All right. Come on, come on. It's just here we go. Good. That's what I'm looking for. It also could just be that I am not taking enough time on some of these areas, but again, how often does that happen too? That was very close. Anyway. Yep, just teleport right out of here. I'm not even going to worry about getting hit by that stuff. One scroll fragment left, which I think is probably worth going for. Oh, clipped right at the last second. Again! Okay, come on. Probably going to reach the end over here, I'm thinking. And I don't actually know if it's worth it to go and to get that last scroll fragment. It's very unlikely that I'm going to find 3 scroll fragments in the next area. Everything here way too expensive and doesn't have the fixes I'm quite looking for, but hey. Also, I already checked over there. Come on. All right. And I guess it is right next to a teleporter, though. So, come on. Do I really have any excuse? Okay. Yes. All right. I think I got it back now. It just took me a second to get back into the to just stop screwing up in the castle. Was on a hot streak with incompetence there. Just need to wear that out. Anywho, let's get down here and get right into what's going to be the end, I assume, because there's kind of no other place to go. Still don't know quite where you get that the rune that allows you to, see everything everywhere. Would really like to get that one right now. Are you kidding me? It's like one more hit is all I need. I will actually replace this because there's a lot of... Well, it's not too much more damage. Yeah, I think I'm just going to keep what I got right now. Because there were times that I felt like I might have potentially gotten a little bit more... Sure. Might have potentially gotten, you know, some actual kills out of using Lightspeed rather than just kind of opening up a fight. But I don't think that that's... it doesn't really strike me as it would have been too much worth it to try to kill a couple low-ranking enemies in a single strike, I suppose, is what I'm saying. All right. Should get another potion charge over the course of this fight, I think. I think I killed enough elites that all I need to do is kill the other 3 that are... Yeah, I killed at least 1 elite, and there's going to be 3 elites over the course of this fight. I am going to have to last until the 3rd phase, but hey... Shouldn't be a problem. I don't see why it would be. It would have been a problem if I, say, fell directly into that spike pit. But I didn't, so it's cool. Okay, well, anyway, then. Oh, wait, no, I guess it goes past the 1st phase, so I don't even get this. So it's just the 2 elites. Okay, that works. I'm going to say that was the best fight I ever had, but I'm going to say it was a fight, and that is technically considered a win for this run. So... Hooray, I did it! I'm the best! Let's just get into this last area and see if I can't make a miracle happen. Because I think that's the only way that I'm going to get out of here alive. Let's go! Yeah. Yeah. Let's see what's crack-a-lackin'. Shield ain't too bad. I do think that taking the shield was the better choice over taking the bow. That said, still not the easiest. Would have been nice if I had the old unnerfed version of Tainted Flask, I think. Okay, good. Librarians, not being able to see you easily. Still very useful. Good parry, and let's go. Come on, all I need is 1 more elite. I certainly have 3 kills right now, and I only need 4 kills, 4 elite enemies to get to 1 more potion charge, and then I should be able to get even another potion charge with the amount of elites that I'm going to be fighting past this point. Good. I was worried there for a second. Never want to deal with those guys if you can avoid it. Well, come on, come on. No, I got rid of vampirism. That's right, I got rid of vampirism because it was preventing me from... I thought it was one of the things preventing me from getting the Lightspeed at the very start. Too many items unlocked and ready to go. Well, now don't I look the fool. Oh, boy. Yeah. Falling off those... couldn't quite get the roll out there in the same way that I wanted to. Ah, well. Point is that I managed to at least beat the main part of that I wanted to.